Hello, my freaky darlings. Welcome back. This week I'm investigating the mysterious disappearance of Walter Collins. On the 10th of March, 1928, 9-year-old Walter Collins asked his mother Christine for some money to see a movie. She handed him a dime and sent him on his way. Walter vanished while walking to a Lincoln Heights movie theater and became one of a string of boys who disappeared from the surrounding area beginning in 1926. A month before Walter disappeared, a headless child had been found in nearby La Puente, and 2 months later, young brothers Nelson and Louis Winslow went missing from LA's Pomona neighborhood. At the time, the city's police force was facing criticism due to recent corruption scandals, and officers were further embarrassed when they failed to locate Walter in a timely manner. But to be honest, they had very little info to go on. And Walter's father was serving time in Folsom State Prison and thought a former inmate may have kidnapped his son in revenge because, he was a prison snitch. And we all know what happens to snitches, right? I mean, we've seen that movie fuck tons of times. Anyway, meanwhile, a gas station attendant in Glendale claimed he had seen a foreign couple with a dead boy in the back of their car. He identified the boy as Walter's after seeing a photograph of the child. But neither of these leads panned out, and Walter's case went cold for several months. Christine Collins spent 5 agonizing months waiting for any information about her son's fate, when hope arrived unexpectedly from halfway across the country. Police picked up a boy in DeKalb, Illinois, who said his name was Walter Collins. They sent photos to Christine, who wasn't convinced. However, officers talked her into trying out the child and brought him to LA. I'm sorry, but you don't just simply tell a mother to try a kid out. Children are not entertainable. They're just not. So, after 3 weeks, Christine marched back into the police station with Walter's dental records and a list of signed statements from people who had known her son. She insisted that the boy from Illinois was an imposter and that she wanted nothing more to do with him. So the officers called Christine a lunatic and accused her of trying to embarrass them. They said she was simply attempting to shirk her responsibilities as a mother. So officers threw her into a psychiatric facility using Code 12, which basically allowed them to simply get rid of difficult citizens, or in this case, a hysterical mother. But while Christine was institutionalized, Frau Walter admitted he was actually an imposter. After all, when a handwriting expert analyzed his writing style compared to that of the real Walter. His name was Arthur Hutchins, and he was 12 years old. Arthur had decided to impersonate Walter after someone said he resembled him. Apparently, he wanted to get to Hollywood in the hopes of meeting his cowboy idol, Tim Mix. So he went along with his made-up story for as long as possible. Little shit. Anyway, so around the same time as the truth about Arthur was coming to light, police made another discovery on a ranch 50 miles outside of LA. Starting in 1926, Gordon Stewart Northcott began abducting boys, raping them on his ranch in Wineville, California, and bludgeoning them to death with an axe. He later claimed that he abused the young boys because he loved them. Fucking psycho. Anyway, he was only caught in September 1928 when his cousin contacted authorities and told them that Northcott had kidnapped her teenage brother and was abusing him. When detectives arrived on Northcott's property, they found the scattered bone fragments of young boys and axes with blood and human hair encrusted on their blades. Reportedly, Northcott verbally admitted that he had killed 5 boys, including Walter Collins and the Winslow brothers, who had disappeared shortly after him. He confessed that he kidnapped boys, raped them, killed them when he got bored, and then used quitclime to dispose of their remains. He did all of this, he said, with the help of his mother, Sarah, with whom he also claimed to have an incestuous relationship with. Ew! It's just ew. Anyway, but when it came time to write and sign an official confession, he changed his story and said he'd only killed one person, a Mexican boy named Alvin Gothia, in February 1928. With no physical evidence linking Walter to the ranch, the boy's fate was still unknown. Then Sarah Northcott, creepy mother, came forward with a story of her own. So, Sarah Louise Northcott eventually confessed that she had been the one to kill Walter. She claimed that she dealt the fatal blow with an axe and buried him near the chicken coop. She was sentenced to life in prison for his murder. Meanwhile, Gordon was found guilty in February of 1929 of killing the Winslow brothers and one other unnamed victim, which I'm guessing was Alvin Gothia, the one he claimed to have killed in the beginning. Anyway, he was sentenced to death and hanged on the 2nd of October 1930. To this day, nobody really knows what happened to Walter. Even though Sarah was convicted of his murder, police never found any real evidence that Walter had ever been on the ranch. So it's possible that he was abducted by one of his father's prison enemies or ended up in the back of a foreign couple's car. His body may have been covered in quicklime on Gordon's farm, never to be seen again. Or perhaps he was never murdered at all. Whatever the truth may be, the story of Walter Collins continues to baffle people to this day. Well, I personally think he was killed on that farm. But what do you think? Was he taken by former inmates who were pissed off with his father? Or did that foreign couple take him and he's living his best life in another country? Anyway, that's it for this week. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with people who are also fascinated by weird shit like haunted places, urban legends, unsolved mysteries, conspiracy theories, serial killers, mythical creatures, ghosts, and other things that go bump in the night. Thanks for watching. Till next time, stay safe and stay healthy and stay away from chicken farms in small, weird towns because you never know. There might be some axe-wielding psycho killer looking for his next victim. Anyway, bye.